Well, hello. It's January 28th here in Florida as I record this video, and it's only, just past 6 o'clock, going on 7. Anyway, the title for the video is Chinese New Year and Worldwide Currency RV. For several years, I have had friends tell me about a currency revaluation, RV, replacing fiat money, US dollar, with asset-backed currencies. Supposedly, the threshold has finally been reached, and it's actually going to happen today, which is the Chinese New Year. Yes, the Chinese elders, not the cabal communists, are behind this, or so they say. If this actually happens, the supposed debt, which is fraud anyway, will be wiped out. The long-promised golden age will finally be ushered in, setting humanity free at long last. Like many, I've been hearing promises of real change for several years now. It was supposed to happen in 2011, 2012. It didn't. Will this finally be the time we have long awaited? Will we finally get rid of the demonic cabal for at least a millennia? We'll see. Indeed, I do have a lot of friends that have been involved in the currency revaluation with dinars and Zim and other currencies, which are supposedly to be gold backed. And there's been Basel II, Basel I, Basel II, Basel III agreements made with the countries of the world to usher in this new age, this new currency system. And it's been going on, the process has been going on for a long time. It even dates back to when Bill Clinton was in the White House toward the end of his tenure there. Supposedly the farmers made a deal, and it was all about reimbursing the people for everything that the so-called government stole and has been continuing to steal right up to the present time. This thing was supposed to also happen back even at 2000, at the beginning of the 21st century, but of course 9/11 happened, and they blew up the towers on the very day that it was supposed to be announced back then. So, I mean, we've been hearing promises for a long, long, long time, but the demonic element of our world has still maintained its illusory control. That's, of course, the Vatican, the City of London, and DC, the District of Columbia. And they have exercised undue influence over the entire world for a very long time. In our modern era, it's the entire 20th century, but it really goes back even prior to that time. So did I say the 21st century? If I did, I meant the 20th century, of course. I think you knew that. I don't remember what I just said. It's awful when you have brain farts like that. In any case, I am on the verge of finally being able to move to an affordable place to live, subsidized housing, after it'll be 1 full year to the very day that they stole my house that I'm supposed to be able to move into the subsidized housing. But if this RV occurs, I may have other options that I, at this point in time today, still am not sure of. I mean, I have friends insisting, Iran, it's going to happen. Chinese New Year is the deadline. That's what the Chinese elders want. And I do believe that there are people that have been working toward this. I also know that there are people that are working against it. So nothing is for sure until it happens. And until they take out the demonic influence, whether that's extraterrestrial, whether it's just humans that are reptilian and hybrids or whatever, we're all hybrids. Actually, when I say that, we're all hybrids. But in any case, they've got to take out and imprison or some way stop these corrupt individuals and this society of individuals, this small group of individuals that thinks it has dominion over the earth. It doesn't. It never should have been allowed, but it was. It happened. We've experienced it. And I've been frustrated about it my entire life and felt, as I've said in other videos, that I had a role to play, that I had a mission to help usher in the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven, the millennial reign of Christ, whatever you want to call it, whatever name you want to attach to it. I have felt since I was a little boy that was my mission. And of course, it gained clarity as time went on. And, it's interesting that I watched a video by a fundamentalist Christian talking about British Israelism. And that's something that I studied a long time ago. I read the books, but of course, that was considered non-Christian. It was not acceptable within the church that actually ancient Israel ended up becoming Western Europe, basically, and the United States. But that's another whole thing. That this currency revaluation, if it really was to happen, would definitely change a lot of things in the world. There would be over a relatively short period of time, the eradication of poverty, of homelessness, of people being destitute and living on the streets or wherever they could find any kind of shelter under bridges or whatever. All of this nonsense that's been going on has been systematically put in place by people with very malevolent wishes. The wish, of course, is for themselves to be rich and able to do whatever they want at everybody else's expense, to make slaves of the entire planet. And it would be it would be a slavery planet. And that's what Earth has been for a long time. Folks, I don't know, Chinese New Year is already here in China as I'm recording this video because they're 12 hours ahead or something like that of where I am. In any case, today is the day. And we'll see if the things that are supposed to happen actually happen. If Trump actually is the one that now has been designated to help bring this about. He certainly is playing a very active role in what's going on, or at least that's the news that we're getting. And of course, there are people from the Soros camp. Soros, to me, is one of the most evil people that's ever existed on the planet, or certainly one of the most evil ones that exists at the current time. And he needs to be just totally stopped. I mean, he needs to be, he's a demon. Anyway, I hope and pray that this is the real thing. Do I know it? No, I don't. I have lots of doubt. I don't have the faith that I once had when I first started making videos in January 2011. I don't have that kind of faith anymore. And it would take something like the currency revaluation actually occurring that would shift everything around. I have many friends that would be able to help me then and have offered help. So thank you for listening, and namaste.